recording. Make sure. Because, folks, we're on the Hard Rock and Country Show. We wouldn't want no bloopers.
It's a country and hard rock show.
No, it's Hard Rock and Country. Thank you to our assistant, Isaiah.
Are we
Feel blinded. No, is it just me, or is it like uber bad bright?
I am very blinded too. Makes me
You know what
want
I
to
just realized? The 2 bulbs I've had burned out, it came on.
Our wives have said that we're burned out bulbs.
No comment. No
Right.
comment.
Do you want to start this over again since we?
No, we're good.
Are you sure?
We're good.
We're good.
This is an epic 60 seconds already.
Well, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Another glorious day. We got to live on this beautiful earth.
That our wives haven't killed us yet.
Exactly. I should have been maybe murdered once at least this week, maybe twice.
You should be giving me a pay raise.
Hey, we
Well,
gotta pay each other first.
You'd have to start paying me, but I saved your bacon.
Save my bacon.
Yeah. I
The
gave
doctor says not to eat much of it.
I gave your wife a Mountain Dew earlier. She needed it.
Espresso might have been better.
So, all right. So, it's been a rough week.
It's been a rough week.
I had a very
It's been hot.
It's been hot. Yes.
Boiling hot.
I thought I was about to die in the heat.
You didn't want to drop your eggs. They'd be cooked and scrambled before they hit the ground.
I've been wanting to cook eggs in an engine block sometime. I thought that'd be kind of cool sometime. Put some aluminum foil up in there and crack an egg up there. Because a buddy of mine, he used to cook a steak on his exhaust manifold on the way home. But so I'm
They make grills.
Yeah, but they cost money. We all have vehicles, don't we?
Griddles.
Yeah.
We got griddles.
We all have vehicles, don't we? And
There's a fly. What the heck?
The fly was bugging you.
Right up my nose.
It was bugging you. So I'm at the hospital, and we're in the waiting room, and they got this coffee machine. And you know me, I like coffee.
I thought you literally said coughing. Like,
No, you had one of those when you had the stress test. So they had a coffee
I was like,
machine.
what?
And I go over and I get myself a cup of coffee. And it's one of those automatic electronic keypad push button thing.
And you could operate it, Cowboy?
No, I looked at it for a while. And I was really perplexed because it had...
How do you spell that?
Perplexed?
No, T-H-A-T, that.
That? Yeah. So I'm looking at the machine, and it has decaf.
Why do you want that?
And then it has decaf espresso. You can get a
What
shot
in the name
of decaf espresso.
Why?
And
what is the point?
I came over kind of
That'd
laughing.
be like me drinking tea with no caffeine.
I know. It'd be like caffeine-free Mountain Dew. So I came over and I was kind of...
I think I just barfed in my mouth.
Yeah, I was kind of snickering about that, and I told the guy I was sitting by, I said, can you believe they have decaf espresso here? And I thought,
Folks, you need to leave a comment, because that just don't even sound right.
Well,
It's very un-American.
I put my foot
And
in
then,
my...
what about those poor French people? They wouldn't have the caffeined French roast. I mean, they would just be left out in the world.
They would. Well, it got worse because I put my foot in my mouth because I didn't realize...
You do that like every 30 seconds.
That guy was excited. He said, do you know how hard it is to find decaf espresso? He went over and got himself some. He said, I love coffee, but I don't like the caffeine. And, I mean...
Okay. Okay.
Well...
Is that... I'm going to leave that one alone, folks.
Well, you know me, so I went and got a triple shot of espresso. Regular espresso, not the decaf, but the regular stuff. The stuff
the juice.
The stuff that gives me the jittery, jittery. And that got me going. It got me going.
Right or left?
Yeah, both at the same time.
I like to just prefer to go straight.
So something else happened at the hospital I wish you would have been there with me, because you would have died.
Well, if I'd have died, I'd been in the right place.
So the chaplain comes, and we're following the chaplain, the
who?
hospital chaplain.
Okay, a hospital chaplain.
He has to swipe his card in the elevator to get to the third floor. And
Okay.
I found this kind of odd. You know, why did he have to swipe his authoritative card? So we get up there, and the whole elevator packed full of people, like a dozen people. We get off and start walking down the hallway, and all these nurses and doctors.
I just
are
got
all,
the shivers. That just creeps me out. A whole
Well,
bunch of people in a
just-
little tin box.
Just wait, it gets worse. So all the doctors and the
With you
nurses are
involved?
standing right there, and they all stop. And some of them stopped in mid-stride.
Okay.
And they all stopped, and they're all staring at us.
That you.
The whole group of us.
Okay.
And the one lady blurted out, she said, "What are you guys doing here? We're on lockdown on this floor. You're not supposed to be on this floor."
Were you the escapees?
No, they had some sort of, I don't know if they had a COVID on that floor or something, but they...
So you went to the forbidden fruit. Good
So
night.
we all piled back on the elevator and we crammed in there like sardines. We were actually doing a head count and looking at the weight restrictions on that elevator.
Yuck. Well, I've had a lot of bad elevator experiences. So I literally just got the shivers now twice. Like your sardine packed elevator. I had another really bad elevator experience on this last trip.
Did you?
It was bad. Folks, if my wife wouldn't been there and seen it, it was so bad I don't know if she'd have believed it. But she was there when the door opened up. And I thought, Lord Jesus, there's the light. It's happening. That was my thought.
What happened?
So we're in this elevator, and it's me, this old dude and me.
Okay.
So I've got a cart,
Okay, you got a cart.
and I put the cart really politely against the wall because I'm not tiny.
Now, is the cart empty and you've been surfing the cart down the
The
hallway?
cart's empty,
Okay.
with no load limit sign. So
Okay.
it's a sign if I do want to go surfing.
All right, that's fine. Okay, got it.
And these ladies said, wait. Okay. So there's me, old dude, and a cart. And they just kept coming. And I was like, oh Lord. And they just kind of just kept backing up. And I'm like getting freaked out. Because, I'm not really a touch person.
You're a little claustrophobic.
And I've got my whole body like planted against that back wall of that elevator. And one of them's touching me. And I'm like freaking out. Well, in some hotels, that back wall is not a wall, it's a service door. So when we get to the first floor, both doors opened up. I start to fall backwards. So I'm doing Erica's standing right there just laughing.
She's laughing at
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You almost died and she's laughing at you.
I thought the elevator snapped and I'm falling and I'm gonna die.
Well,
And my wife's sitting there just busting. She's about to roll on the ground.
she really is a sympathetic type. I'm surprised she didn't have her camera out videotaping the whole thing.
I was uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. And then the door opens up. And I'm leaning against it. So I'm like, big man going down! We broke the cables. Lord, my heart was like, I was having complications.
Complications?
It was hurting.
Complications?
I was like, Lord, where's my blood pressure medicine? I might need it really quick. I might need an extra one. Help.
Normally, that's just when you ride with me.
Ugh.
We had an instance like that with one of those elevators. The guy was standing there at the door,
Uh-huh.
and he kept on pushing the button. and the door wasn't opening. It was like rocking the machine. And
Oh
he
no!
kept on
Sounds like
pushing the door.
Sounds like Albuquerque,
and it
New
wasn't
Mexico.
open. He started having a meltdown, freaking out, yelling and screaming, till somebody came in there.
You know, I got stuck in an elevator in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And you know, they have that emergency box you're supposed
Yeah.
to pick up and use.
Did you do that?
Yeah, no one answered.
Well, this
I
guy.
was like in there 8 minutes, and I
8 minutes.
Yeah,
8 minutes.
Maybe
of
9.
Peace and quiet, and
Oh,
you were
my-
freaking out about that,
yeah, because my cell phone wasn't on me.
dude. Sometimes I pretend to go to the bathroom just to have a couple minutes of peace and quiet.
Oh no, because the elevator wasn't moving.
Well, let
And
me finish this.
I was scared.
Let me
You ever
finish
been
this.
scared?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's like falling into a cave.
Sometimes when I push my wife just a little too far, I get scared.
So you're a
And-
thrill seeker because you push your buttons every day.
Sometimes.
Every day.
So that guy with the elevator, he was getting angry.
I'm waiting for
And
the
he
phone
was
call
getting
one day,
scared.
and she says, when St. Heidi calls up, Mr. Woody, can you start your excavator and get it pre-warming up? Because I got to dig a hole like halfway to China. I'm waiting for that phone call. Just saying. Better make sure we got the full 125 gallons of fuel.
Oh mercy! Oh, I wake her up every morning and I tell her she's blessed to be married to me. But no, that guy was getting volatile in the elevator, yelling and screaming and having a meltdown.
A good 4th of July jumping jack firework.
Kind of a little bit more. Until somebody came in that back door and said, "Sir, you're pushing the door open button for the back." A true story. Honest to goodness, true story.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of like me leaning on it. I had no idea that was the service elevator. It did have the handicap thing on there for EMS. Like that's the EMS elevator.
Yeah, that should have been a sign. So I'll give you a rundown of our honeymoon.
Oh,
Our honeymoon night.
Whoa.
So
this is a G-rated,
it was
not a G-string, a G-rated
It was
ordeal.
G-rated. So we get
Is this
a
before or after you break her ribs?
4. This was right before.
Oh
And
my
it
gosh.
wasn't broken. They got dislocated on the
Okay.
honeymoon. Anyway, so we get a 4-star hotel. Her brother paid for it there in St. Louis, and we go
4 stars.
and yes,
What is a 4-star motel?
I don't know. I would have given it a 1/2 star. But anyway,
Okay.
so we get there, and I drop her off at the door because they don't have any parking. So I decide to go around the block and park. And the whole thing started because my wife had this, how do I say it nicely, ridiculous idea that women do of, hey, let's turn off our cell phones and put them in the bag because this is a romantic time. And then you go and park the car and I'll go to the 23rd floor and wait for you. So, our cell phones were in the bag and I circle the block trying to find parking. And you can't find parking. Finally, the parking garage opens up and I go in there and park. And I come out of the parking garage to cross the street to the hotel and there's like 4,000 bicyclists going down the street. And they're all bare butt nude with painted on bathing suits.
Okay.
That
This sounds like topically scary.
That was their rally. I had to wait for 4,000 bicyclists that were nude with painted on bathing suits.
I think that would hurt. I'm just saying. I
And
just
so
picture that in my
they
head.
bicycled by and I finally went to the hotel. Well, this is 30 minutes after I dropped her off at the door.
And you
I get to
shut down electronical devices.
Yes, and I get to the elevator and
Let's
they got
fly
2
as a
elevators. They got 2 elevators.
Okay, right and the left.
And I start going up to one, and she starts coming down the other. I get to the room, and she's not there, so I go down the one, and she's going up the other.
Okay, but so that's funny, but I still don't get the ribs. Just
You
saying.
don't want the rib story, buddy.
Okay, I don't want the rib story.
My shoulder got put out of place, too.
Whoa. Let's
That's
file
why I'm
13
saying
this.
you-
File 13 this story for
You're caught up with a rib in the shoulder. We had to
Let's go back to the bicycle.
We had to see 2 chiropractors when we got done with the honeymoon.
Okay.
Anyways, bicyclists.
Wouldn't that hurt? I'm just saying.
I am so scarred from that experience. I've never wanted to process through who's painting the bicycles on.
I don't know.
Or not the bicycles. Who's painting the bathing suits on? Do they take turns?
These lights are painting on a sunburn for me.
Dude,
I feel like I'm melting.
some of us might need like a gallon of paint, and others might need like a pint.
Hey, there's a lot of earth here. A lot of territory. And I'm aware of that. It's my investment. I have a lot invested.
When you go to get your back wax, they have to go out and get more wax or boil down a bunch of Crayolas.
No, you can't get rid of my sunscreen. Just because I'm a Sasquatch, you shouldn't be making fun of me. I'm going to have a hurt feeling.
Buddy.
One.
I've realized in this life.
See, now I'm his buddy.
I've realized in this life our feelings went out the window a long time ago.
Yeah, especially when you kick your toe.
When I got married 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's 12 years ago tomorrow. No. Sunday. 12 years ago Sunday I got married.
12 years ago or 13? Are you already on 12 or are you going to 13? You better do the right math.
Now you're confusing me.
Well, that is your brain.
Well,
see, I'm all juiced up. It might be super late at night, but I've had a nap.
You've had a nap. I've been working hard this week.
Me too.
I have been working hard. I've had to.
You know what? You know what I've learned this week? Garage sales are like getting your teeth worked on.
Really?
Yep.
I thought you were going to let your wife run it, but she was going to sell all your stuff.
No.
Yeah.
No.
She'd give your stuff away.
No, she might just throat punch somebody because they offended her. No.
I gave her a Mountain Dew to cheer her up.
Yeah.
You
should have made her espresso.
Whew. The way she looked this morning, she needed more than one.
And then I really got in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've decided.
More than normal?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was scary. I made them both mad.
Who's both?
Both the wives.
My wife, too?
Oh, yeah. She didn't think I was very funny. I told them, I said, girls, we got these mandatory outfits, these uniforms you have to wear at work. Saint Heidi needs to wear a saint outfit, and Miss Erica has always been called Mama Bear since I've known her. And I told her, I said, y'all need to wear these mandatory outfits.
On record.
They're not real happy.
No, on record, I am going to save face and say I had nothing to do with that.
Uh-huh.
But off the record.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you were gigging that pretty good there, buddy.
Yeah.
So we come down to this. These fine kids at church and some other fine folks, we were looking at saint outfits. There's this beautiful blue and white Mary outfit. There's this black and white nun outfit. And there's
They're
this
like all nun outfits.
And there's this weird outfit that's just weird. That's black and white. And bless their pea-picking little hearts, one of the kids says, Mr. Woody, it's hot outside. Those outfits got a headdress and everything. They're going to be sick from the heat. This comes from like an 8-year-old. And I'm like, well, sir. I said, we have air conditioning. And he just looked at me and said, well, then it's okay. I want the blue one. That was the Mary outfit. But Erica's made it real clear that the only bear outfit she's wearing is her bare butt.
That's not going to work.
And I said,
that's not going to work.
Nope.
We already said we're not telling the rib story or the shoulder story, and we're keeping this family oriented.
But I think that if you guys could make enough comments, we could maybe massage or sweet talk our way into the girls performing an episode with us. But I don't
You know-
think they'll be dressing up.
You know how you always say to your wife, you know, your hair looks nice because when she does her hair up nice. and
Like this
everything.
squirrel's tail, it's really
Yes,
nice.
yes,
Yeah.
it looks nice.
Not like Theodore's.
Well, when I walked in the shop this morning, the reason I took your wife to Mountain Dew is because she was working there in the shop and her hair didn't look nice. Yeah, she looked a little
Is
scared.
that the peace offering so you can go fondle the help?
Well, you know,
I'll just leave that alone.
well, you know, my
Every time I walk in there.
wife works in the shop, so you know I gotta go in and say hi.
Good night.
Oh mercy! How long you been married?
16.
Good night. When was the happiest year of your life? Don't say more than 16 years ago.
The happiest year of my life? That's a complicated answer.
That's complicated.
I'm a very
Okay.
complicated individual.
All right, we will leave that one alone too, because our good
No,
wife.
but hear me out. No, hear me out. If I didn't have the happiest day of my life, none of the rest of my life would have happened.
That is true. That is true.
See, folks, well, Woody's had meningitis twice. And,
Can
No.
you even spell that?
no.
Okay.
So, you know, when you get the meningitis, that's a bad thing.
Did it take ointment to get rid of it?
And I wish. That was a rough couple years. But you know, coming out of it, that was kind of a happy day when I realized that I'm over the hill. It's all gonna be downhill from here.
Uh-huh. You got
Grace
50.
of God, I've made it.
You got 50.
I'm not 50 yet.
Well,
Quit adding days.
you just said over the hill
No, and I was
with the
I
meningitis.
was 10.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't clarify that. With the meningitis, you were over the hill with the meningitis.
Well, I thought, you know, because they said, you know, they called the old parents and grandparents and everybody in and said, that's it.
Okay.
And I woke up, lickety split. And I thought, well, this is it. It's going to be all easy from here out.
What was it?
Happiest day of my life.
Okay.
When you feel like you've been thrown in a microwave for 4 days,
That is true. That is
and
true.
it's, the button's been turned up,
Yeah.
you know,
But is the popcorn setting?
well, it's done burnt.
It done burnt.
It done burnt me up.
That popcorn is done burnt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep, I'll leave that alone.
I grew
Hey, I
up.
got another question.
Okay.
You've been on me, and here we are. It's late at night. I'm getting this sunburn from these lights.
On you and on you.
How many lights is on here?
There's a
oh
lot
my
of
gosh,
lights.
there's a ton.
There's a lot of lights. But I'm glad.
There went my electric bill.
It will?
It's gonna take off like a UFO. So, you've been saying we're gonna film outside
Uh-huh.
for like 2 months.
Uh-huh.
Son, it's almost July.
Have you noticed the
It's
temperatures
getting
outside?
close. It's hot.
Yes.
Are you gonna?
And you notice we're both
Cowboys
fat.
are supposed to be tough and rugged. Though.
And you notice we're both fat.
well, duh.
And fat sweats more than skinny.
Yeah. Then wait till you get on
And-
blood pressure pills. You'll really sweat.
So what we're going to do is we're waiting for hunting
I'll have to
season.
get my IV infused tea.
We are waiting until hunting season. And we're going to go out to the hunting blind
Oh
and
no.
film out there.
Nope. Nope. Creepy things happen.
And think about the fun.
Let me tell you a hunting blind story.
Okay, hunting
So a
blind.
buddy of mine left this hunting blind in my woods.
Okay,
And I thought, better go move that.
okay. How many snakes you find?
Exactly. Lord have mercy, y'all. Them dang things was vicious.
I was reading.
I got scared.
Uh huh.
I drove the backhoe back there.
Uh huh.
And at that point I said, this hunting blind is gonna just disappear. Because it had become a home. So, you know, I just scooped the tent,
Yeah.
the blind,
Uh-huh.
just scooped it.
Uh huh.
And the poor things were falling out.
Oh, you got
I
to
didn't crush
exaggerate.
them.
You got to be exaggerating.
Nope. There was like 1,000,000 of them.
Oh, you're
Listen,
exaggerating.
No, it was those black ones with that orange stripe around their
Yeah,
neck.
those are fairly harmless.
Well, I heard they make good fishing bait.
Well, they might.
But the things were like everywhere. They were like falling out like raindrops.
Yeah, they find breeding places. That must have been their breeding place.
Well, so that happened.
You just
Week
stir up
later,
their
though,
natural
would
habitat.
you listen?
Yes.
In this area, a week later, I need some earth. and there was a big mound of earth that had been bulldozed there 20 years ago.
Okay.
So self, there's dirt over there. There's a hole over here. Let's go fix this. I'm in the backhoe. And I've got a couple scoops, and I've taken it over, and I've dropped it in the hole, and I'm coming back, and I'm on my third scoop, and I'm like, what in the world? There was like a huge nest of them, and I'd scooped into it. The dang snakes were falling out of the bucket. One of them was coming down the arm of my backhoe. And son, I tell you what, I don't know if that thing got put in neutral or in park, but I was off that backhoe and in my house. I ran without, I don't know how I made it without having a heart attack from running. I I hope it's going to run out of fuel quick because I ain't going back. No, sir. I was gone. I mean, I was like Forrest Gump. I was just a chugging away.
I can't believe you ran all the way back through your woods.
I'm scared to death. There's like 10,000 of them. Poor things. I mean, I didn't need to scoop them up, but they must have like burrowed in and made this big monstrous nest or something. And I realized that the whole scoop was like snakes. And I said, "What do you do?" And I literally sent a friend of mine that wasn't scared of snakes down 2 days later to bring the backhoe back. I left it. I mean, I left it. It ran out of fuel. I mean, I was like, oh, heck no. And I think I lost 10 pounds of sweat running home.
You know,
and it wasn't cold, it wasn't hot or cold out either one. It was perfect weather.
My wife
I was gone.
I
was like, grease lightning.
My wife loves picking up snakes and playing with them. And
stop! I can't. That's the third time you've given me the shivers tonight. Third time.
So none of my hunting areas have snakes. I promise.
Oh,
that I've ever seen.
Good night.
But I'm gonna
have nightmares. It's late at night. I'm gonna have nightmares.
You cuddle up with your wife, and I was gonna go down.
Get killed.
I'm gonna go down to do a hog hunt down in Texas.
A hog hunt.
And right before I was gonna go
down. They make good bacon. I've always wondered that. Does wild boar?
Not really.
Would there be any bacon there?
No. It's more about the thrill of the hunt. And so I read right down that area we were going to go down in. A guy was out there in the blind, and he sees a motion by the door of the blind, and this rattlesnake sticks its head around.
What?
5 inches across is the head.
What?
9 foot long, and it starts slithering into his blind. Where he's
stop! God darn it!
I'll tell you what, I didn't go down and do anything.
I'm about to have a heap of creepers, man.
Oh, man.
I felt bad for the little things because I know that those little things, and actually, if you read about them, they eat like tons of insects.
They do.
They're not the rattlesnakes. I'm talking about the little ring neck.
The
little ring neck things.
Yes. But there is snakes that eat tons of us.
Yeah.
There's a pack of snakes down in the Amazon, and they hunt in packs.
No. Moving along. Change the story. I'd rather talk about the bad elevator experience than I would that. So, I hope you all have had a great week. I learned a lot of interesting things. We've got a mega garage sale going on. It's like 50-some tables of 30 years of crap.
We collect a lot of
I've had a lot of locals come in.
Yep.
I've learned some interesting things.
Have you?
Lots.
Okay.
I had about 10 people say, how come you and that guy dressed up like a little cowboy are up there in that window sometimes late at night with all the lights on? And I said, well, I'm over there sitting. I point over here and I said, this is our stage. And we put on this production. No one said nothing.
Really? No one said nothing?
No one believed it.
Really?
Until it finally happened. Well, I've pulled up out front there, sat there and watched you guys what you were doing. He goes, I didn't know if it was a radio show or TV show or what you were doing. He goes, I was searching the FM and AM both, listening if I could see two guys laughing a whole bunch.
I like that. That's pretty funny.
It gets better.
Okay.
It gets better. 2 more people come in, and we're still on the A conversation, and B starts.
Okay.
One of them said, "Is that cowboy country preacher up here with you late at night. What are you guys doing in there?
Did he really sound like that?
A little rougher. It was kind of scary.
That's like the same.
He had that really deep, gravelly, I've smoked Marlboros my whole life with no filter.
Really?
And he kind of scared me.
Really? A big guy like you scared?
No, he's a little guy.
Yeah. He scared you?
He just the voice. That
It wasn't. It
the
was.
pitch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was that gruffy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I said, yeah, that's that goofball.
Oh, thanks.
And
Okay.
he said, well, you know, when I was over at the park, y'all looked like you were just plumb idiots.
Did you say that we?
I
looked
wondered, you know, we filmed that one day when they were playing t-ball across the
Yeah.
street.
You
And there was a bunch of people, and I'm thinking, he must have watched us.
You did you tell him it doesn't take that distance to be able to think that either?
Well, I told him, I said, sir, I'm sorry about that. We're just kind of a little bit over the top, aggressively redneck infused. And he just looked at me like, what? So, and he turned around and just left, didn't buy nothing, just walked back out the door.
So we're doing a skit for VBS.
VBS. the
VBS,
skit.
Vacation
now,
Bible School.
Isaiah's told me that I'm supposed to ask you something.
All right. What about the skit?
How true the reality of Mr. Wobbly Boots,
Wobbly boots.
and
Yes.
you are probably the same.
Yes.
That it's not just a character.
Well, I got to give a backdrop on this. So
Okay.
the whole
that's not a
skit.
backdrop. That's drywall.
I know that's right. Well, we need wood up there.
Fix it.
What are you doing sleeping at night? This could be getting wood.
I'm tired. I'm fat and old, son.
So the skit was written about a guy who collected lots of stuff and had many projects.
Oh, that
and
cap's right there. It's right there.
It's right there.
30 years of crap.
And had a lot of useless things, but things that he had plans for.
Is that like useless knowledge?
Kinda.
Like knowing how many squares of
I-
toilet paper it really takes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And when things are tight, you get 2 squares.
No, gotta have at least 3.
So, that's why you never shake with your left hand. All right, so they needed somebody who was a little bit eccentric, that collected a lot of junk, and had a lot of ideas for that junk.
But you know you've got a junk problem when you're country over here and you've got more trailers than you can list to your wife. Because you've always got to run the junk somewhere. How many trailers do you have? Let's go on record.
Well, here's
No.
the thing.
No, I got.
This is like when the government asks how many guns you have. If you don't count them and tell your
We
wife,
don't own no guns.
you can be honest
Well,
to your.
Cover that one up. There ain't no guns involved in making this accidental project.
The trailer thing. I mean,
How many
define
is there?
have.
How many do you have in your possession at any one time that you might have ties to?
In my possession, is that?
Sir,
mean
we're
on-
just looking
on
for a
my
number.
pro-
Sir, this is a court, not a court of law. This is the court of.
Is this on
Woody.
property that I own? Is
No.
this registered
that
trailer?
you have ties to that
Well,
are acquainted or associated with you in one form or another that you may or may not own a title to or not, or just not been put in your name yet.
I pushed a dozen one time.
There you go, folks.
So we'll
That's
just leave it
hoarding
at that.
at its best. When
That
you've got
we'll
more
just-
trailers than you've got wife and kid.
It's really exciting when you
You
find.
know
one
what?
that
What do you
didn't know
need more
had.
trailers than you do wife and a kid?
Well,
You can't leave them 2 each. Or what if
No.
one kid gets 3 and one kid only gets 2?
well, the whole thing is you might need a trailer, and some of your stuff's on one of your other trailers, and you're too busy to unload that one.
Wait, whoa. I remember a story recently
Yeah.
about a girl I know. I think her name was Saint Heidi, with big, massive bruises on her legs
Yeah.
from a trailer that you might have been
She
in
broke
possession
one of
of.
my trailers. I had her loading the insulating machine, and she was picking up a bale of insulation, put it in the machine. She broke down through the floorboard. Broke that floorboard plumb in half.
Poor Saint Heidi.
And you think she fixed
Saint
it?
Heidi.
You think she fixed it? Not a chance.
Did you at least like clean up her leg?
I cleaned up the insulation she spilled.
Good night, folks. See what we got to deal with
She was
here.
still walking.
But what if you hurt my employee? Who's going to pack these boxes?
Who was going to patch that trailer?
You. You got too many.
Oh, mercy. I had to buy another one.
Did you get another one?
It depends. It depends on the day and it depends on the location. I asked if it matters if it's on my property or somebody else's property.
Sir.
In what state?
When you're talking to authority, it's just a number. It's not a story. It's a number. It's cut and dry. That's like when you go to
You
court.
haven't hung out with me very much, have you? There's always a story to everything.
That's how we ended up with this. This is the story right here. Of a lovely lady.
So, back to the
I don't own the rights to that song. It was just pathetically poor redneckness.
Back to the whole skit thing.
Skit.
We
Wait a
needed
minute.
somebody to act.
We're
in a
talking
way
about
with-
trailers.
Well, yeah, this kind of plays along with
Squirrel.
that. Eccentric amount of stuff that he has plans for.
Thanks, Jen and Melissa.
So,
Shout
what
out.
they did is they started bringing all my stuff down to the stage. And this is all stuff that I actually have plans for and have plans I'm going to do stuff with.
Wait.
But
Can
it's
you
all-
speak up so they can hear that again? Real loud.
What part?
All of it.
They had this skit that
Uh-huh.
they needed somebody who was a little bit crazy
Check.
and had a lot of junk
Check.
and had ideas and plans for all this junk.
Check.
And they brought all my stuff down to the stage. And it's
I
not
think
a-
we need to have an auction on Sunday at church.
Well,
Auction that crap off. Buy
There's some
St.
cool
Heidi.
stuff.
Get St. Heidi a box of decent chocolates and not touch it this time. Don't be putting it in. Oh,
There-
Drive by.
I got a whole turtle shell. Missing the turtle, but it's the whole shell. And you know,
You
it's
didn't
really
hide
cool.
chocolate in it, did you?
Oh no, I hid the chocolate behind something in the freezer so nobody would find it. I've been sneaking
Is that kind of like when you hid the hard salami?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to find good hiding spots. Snickers at the bottom of the laundry basket. Then you can't. The dirty socks overwhelm the smell of the Snickers, especially when you open a package and don't fully eat it all, and you have to stick it back down there at the bottom because you're going to get caught eating Snickers in bed.
Okay, just move along. Check. check. Send me the check. Let's go.
So people stop by at your house and they're eating at your house, and you're like, don't know if I want them to come back. And so when you get up and clear the table,
Is
from
that
doing
why my
dishes,
food always smells weird?
You get up and clear the food from the table and stuff. You put the plates down on the floor and let the dog clean them off, and then you put them back in the cabinet.
That's just gross. That ain't right.
You never been in the position of having to do that?
No.
Oh man!
No.
I tell you what, I've had some good dogs that clean them better than the dishwasher does.
Good night. Well, folks, I'm Hard Rock, aka Stephen Woodruff, aka Woody, Mr. Jerk, Mr. Geode Man, and all kinds of fabulous names.
Who calls you Mr. Jerk?
Huh? Oh, I was the mayor once.
Oh,
I was PG in that one.
you were PG in that one?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, you hear lots of names.
I see.
They're not always pleasant.
Well, yeah, I've been there.
You've been
Been
where?
there. Well, I've been to that place where people call you
know,
names.
if I ever get rich and I can buy my own place to live,
Yeah.
I'm gonna name it Been There.
Been there?
Been There.
That would be a good
You know,
name
like
for
you could
it.
go buy your own island and name it Been There.
Been
There.
They
Say it with me. Been There.
Been there.
Been there. Been
They,
there. And then you're gonna put for your street address, done that.
When
I live in the city of Been There, and I live on the street of Done That.
when we're down
Been there and done that.
down in Missouri, we lived on a
Been
road.
there and done that too.
We lived on a road called That There Road.
That there road. I think you told me that.
And you know that
Is that
street?
the road you scared the death out of me on? It might have been. I think
Depends. Depends. There's a lot of roads you got a little bit tweaky.
Depends is
on.
an undergarment you need to wear while riding with them.
Oh,
That is a fact, Jack.
I took those roads easy. I never left the road.
The broken
the
leaf
established
springs,
road.
head hanging out the window. We got another drive-by. Boy, that one's slow. What do you think? 6 miles an hour or 7?
I don't know, but
I don't know. That's awful slow.
It was really scary the other day when I was going down this street.
Yeah.
And this little car was coming up the street.
This is the one-way.
Yeah,
How'd that
and he
work?
was only going one way on his phone.
Oh, yeah.
And then he turned around and he went back this one way too.
So I got one for you. I watched that happen last week. So
Okay.
you know, this corner out here,
Yeah.
you can go right or straight.
Yep.
You can't go left because it's one-way.
Yep.
I'm out here yonder doing something. The car comes left.
Okay.
And there's 3 or 4 coming, and they proceeded to honk and show bodily functions.
Okay.
So this car slams on its brakes, and I thought, well, these cars will pass and he'll whip a Yui. Nope. I never seen a rusted out Chevy Cavalier in all my life do a U-turn so fast.
Really.
I didn't know they could go that fast.
Okay.
I had to check myself for rubber debris.
Really.
Yep, just zoom.
Chevy Cavalier. And he turned the Yui.
Yeah,
There's only one block.
I know.
You just go down to the end and you make a turn.
I know.
But he wanted to make sure.
No,
made
he
a
cut the
U-turn.
cars off that showed him bodily functions.
He did.
Yeah. And I thought, wow, one of them kids was like in a big old jacked up redneck pickup truck. I'm surprised they just didn't play
Run him over.
stompers.
Run him
Remember
over,
stompers?
yeah. Yep.
Trucks?
Yep.
Just kind of boom. But then the car was gone. It was like, hammer down, folks. Get her done.
I remember when those Cavaliers came out. They were some cool cars.
I bet you had one.
I might have had 1 or 2 Cavaliers.
Uh-huh.
Had a lot of Saturns.
Uh-huh.
I had a lot of Saturns. Had an Audi for a week. That's when my wife, she rode in when I was towing it. And there was no heat, no power steering, no nothing. Cause
Folks, do not attempt this at home. He's just bona fide nuts.
And I had
Do not
chiseled
attempt that
in the
at home.
middle of the winter time. And like
We have
later
no
nights,
liability.
and I chiseled a hole that big in her.
We got people out the window watching.
I know
they're
they're
going back
watching.
and forth.
And I chiseled a hole in the ice this big so she could see out the window, and I was towing that Audi down the 4 lane.
How'd that work for you?
How'd
Wasn't it
work?
cold?
Yeah, I gave her a blanket.
Oh my night. How do you stay married?
Um,
We better wrap it up. We've
she-
been on live now for a while.
She finds me fascinating.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yep.
Do your parents pay her well? That's the question.
No, they giggle and laugh every time they see her.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, I'm country. I'm a country preacher.
You forgot the cowboy.
Well,
Good night. Are you acting tired? Has it been like a long week?
It's been a long week.
See,
a
you
lot
should
of
have did
heat.
what I did. You should have been smart. Take a nap.
I was wrangling a lot of cats today.
Cats.
Yes, that's what you call a lot of kids and a lot of women.
Like Kit
both.
Kats or
No, just
CAT,
cats.
like
CAT.
the livestock.
You ever try to hurt a lot of cats? It's very, very difficult.
Well, you just get a mouse. Get a rubber mouse like you use for fishing lure.
Yeah,
You take the hook out, and you put that rubber mouse on your fishing pole and wing it way out there. It's hilarious. They just go chase it for hours.
I've come to realize
You got to take the hooks out.
that being a pastor, sometimes you're the mouse.
Uh-huh.
And you get batted around back and forth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm Cowboy Country Church preacher Shelby Whitney.
I'm Hard Rock. And we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Have a great night, folks.
God bless. Don't drive like Woody.
Shoo! How about the guy talking? Rock on, y'all.